Hello, welcome to day 25 of Inktober Tangles challenge. You can probably see what day it is in Croatia because when it's sunny outside, because I'm next to the window, this looks like cold gray, like more bluish in a way, and when it's not sunny, then it's like warmer gray, a little bit toned down. So today is a sunny day, and I will draw Nipa today. It's a tangle by Zentangle, a very simple one that's great to use as a textural tangle behind things. And because I have these small spaces between the numbers and the tangles inside the number 0, I think this space here might be perfect for Nipa. And Nipa actually starts with, let me just zoom in before I start. Nipa actually starts with orbs. So you can just randomly place some orbs in the space where you want to draw Nipa. And I will do it here and there, and maybe some of my orbs will not be visible in their entirety. It will be maybe just a hint of the shape, or maybe a part of the shape, maybe another one here. And then you treat those orbs like some kind of dewdrops. I just want to do some weighting on the bottom side because I feel that it helps with shading. So I'm adding a little bit of weight to the bottom line, making it a little bit more dramatic. And then you might even take a pen with wider, or not wider, narrower nib to draw the texture behind. And it's actually a wavy line, because this is so long. I'm starting with this first line, and then I can just add some more. And you will see me maybe somewhere add sparkles, which means that my line will be interrupted. It will give some movement to it, or an illusion of movement. So when you interrupt a line in Zentangle, it's one of the tangle enhancers that we call spark. So we are leaving like little, it's actually the same that you would achieve with a white gel pen over the line, but this is omitting a part of the line instead. And those lines can be totally parallel, but if you have issues with drawing parallel lines, don't worry. I think that the fact that they are interrupted with these orbs, and also with the numbers and tangles, it helps a little bit because they are then shorter. And I'm holding my pen really lightly so that my lines are not as dark as they are when I really press, and I have a heavy hand, so I do press. I will do this bottom part, and I don't feel that there is a lot of room for the sparks. And because the upper part is so far away from this, I don't worry about continuing the line in any way. So now I will rotate the tile like this because I feel more comfortable with drawing oral lines on the right side. So maybe for you it's different. You can maybe be mindful about how you draw those lines. If you are not sure what is more comfortable, then just maybe pay a little bit more attention to the way that for you it makes most sense to draw these lines, whether it's on the right or on the left side of the lines that are already here. Now, because I already have these lines here, I will start from them so that I end up drawing parallel lines. I don't want to start from the opposite side, although here you can see there is almost no connection with these lines with the ones on the right side. So now I will actually do this. It doesn't really matter on which side I start because the lines are not so close to each other. So whatever I do will be fine. I will ink in this part or add a little rounding and here as well, and then continue with oral lines. So yeah, that's Nipa. I think it's a nice addition to this because it's kind of something between a texture and a tangle, a cute one. And now I will first add some shade below and on the right side from this number 0, or maybe also all around it, because it's what I did before. If I'm correct, it's not like only what I would do to, you know, make tangles pop with some shading that's based on the light source principle. So it's a typical Zentangle shading where you shade outside of a tangle, and I want to add some shades below the shapes, below my orbs. And we already added weight to those bottoms of the orbs, which helps with the shading. I'm adding the shading again, Zentangle way of shading, adding shades around the tangles and shapes to kind of remove them from each other visually. At least, you know, it's an illusion of, by creating contrast between the shapes that are next to each other. Some of them are shaded, some of them are not. And then I'm rotating the tile again and adding smiley shapes on the bottom part of each of my orbs that are part of Nipa. I think I got all of them. Then I can start with the shading. So I'm first blending these orbs because it's so much easier for me to do it like this. When I point the tip of my blending stump towards where the shade should be the darkest, which is at the bottom part of the smiley shape. And I'm just looking to see where else would I blend the shades in the same way. But most of it will be blended actually easiest like this. So always the tip towards the darkest part and then just blend it away from where that darkest part is. So each of these orbs has some shades below, and I don't want to forget about the shades below my or around my numbers. If I had a nice new, maybe I will take it tomorrow when I draw, a new tortillon with rolled paper, I think it would spread these shades more evenly. Because don't forget, I'm using the 12B matte pencil, which is much darker, much more dramatic than the regular graphite pencil, and it also, when you blend it, it doesn't spread as easily as the graphite, regular graphite, or maybe the ones that are harder, because B is softer and 14B is the softest in this series. So this one is quite soft and quite dark, but the good thing about it is that it doesn't have glare, which is why I'm using it. And I think I shaded all of my Nipas, and then I want to surely add highlights to the tops of these orbs. And maybe a little bit of shade to this bottom part. So I covered two of these shapes from the previous day, but I don't want to do it in all. These two are still free for maybe connecting some tangles that will come in the upcoming days. Another thing you can do is also add some highlight to certain parts of Nipa. So you know where your shades are, don't touch those parts. You can add a little bit highlight to just maybe enhance the movement of these wavy lines like this. It's a cute one, right? I really like it. I don't use it often at all. I should maybe use it more often. Once again, I would like to thank you for your attention. It's always a pleasure to make these videos. It's always a pleasure to read your comments, and I'm really grateful for your feedback. It's amazing to know that these little videos help some of you in so many different ways, not only with shading, highlighting, drawing, which would be the obvious thing, but also some of you tell me that it helps with anxiety and maybe motivates you to not only draw but do some things, which is an amazing blessing for me to be able to share like this and maybe influence some lives in a positive way. Thank you. I'm happy if my videos help, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.